Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the road to 2300 Rapid. Just had a devastating loss on the last game, but let's try to come back here and we got double white, so that's always a good thing. And we got a fantasy variation where my opponent played knight f6, took on e4, but did not take but did not play e5. So he took on e4, but did not take on e5. And this variation is pretty easy to play for white. We're going to develop our pieces, and we have more space. Last game I got into trouble because I was not moving fast enough. But maybe this time will be different. Maybe this time will be different. Knight e4 is a little bit tempting for me now. What else looks like it could be a good move? Knight e4 is really the main move I'm looking at. It feels thematic. I want to bring my knight in, centralizing my knight. It's usually a good thing. If I go knight g5 here, knight fg5, if h6, what am I going to do with h6? I also go queen d3 as well, and now if h6, I still am not seeing a follow-up. Is there a follow-up? I could also just go bishop e3, just continuing development. I could also go bishop g5, urging a trade of dark squared bishops so I can control d6 better. That also seems pretty reasonable. g5. I kind of want to go for it. So the principle is when one person has more space, they don't want to trade pieces. And if you do have and if you have more space, you don't want to trade pieces. But in this case, it felt too good not to do. And here I kind of just want to plant my knight in, attack b7, maybe play c5, but then I give up the d5 square. So I don't know if I actually want to do that or not. a5, a4 seems like a good inclusion. a4, a5, kind of want to play that, but I'm not sure if that's actually good or not. f6 is coming for him, which is not super fun for me, but maybe not bad. And now, yeah, a4, a5, is that inclusion good or bad for me? I don't think it's super clear yet. Rook d1 here, takes. This is not super clear for me either. Knight d2, knight e4, so knight d2, f6, knight here, but then just you can take. Now my knight's hanging. If I take, he can take. It's not hanging because my other knight's on e4. Queen e4, b5. b4 actually seems like a good move, to be honest. b4 kind of says, what pawn breaks are you doing? I kind of like b4 and then a4. It stops him from playing a5. I actually really like the a4 pawn break. And now what is he doing? That move doesn't accomplish much because I can just play b5 here, and if he takes, I'm going to lock his position down. And takes, that doesn't do anything at all. Queen here seems good. Now I'm attacking a7 and c6, so the knight guards a7 for now. So maybe it's not that good. But I don't think this is super easy. If you take now, the c6 pawn is hanging. So that's the main thing you have to contend with. F6 now would be a little bit annoying, but I think it's nothing to worry about. Maybe I can bring my other rook to e1 as well. So I think I'm posing problems here, but I think he has counterplay, enough counterplay to definitely make things complicated for a long time. That's how most chess games are. Even if you're winning, the opponent's got counterplay to make things interesting for a long time. Opponent's name is Gordaliza. So one idea I could try to do in the future is play a4, a5 and try to chop away the a file. I could try that if I wanted to. Could also just centralize my rook. That also seems perfectly reasonable as well. Okay, which way do I want to take? If I take here, I have more queenside pawns, but do I care about that? Not really. If I take here, I'm clamping down on the king side. I have a passed pawn regardless. I kind of want to take with this pawn, so then the e5 square opens up. I want to take this way and open up the c file. I think the c file could be a good target for my pieces. You could have definitely made an argument take with the e-pawn instead, though, and play knight e5. That's also pretty reasonable. Let's go here. This will take the pawn. Rook a1. I can go queen c7. And if we trade, I can take this pawn next. Which seems pretty good. Not sure that if he saw that his pawn was hanging. I think, admittedly, after the knight trade, his pawn was hanging for a few moves. But I think it was pretty important for me to put my rook on the c file first instead of just taking the pawn. Or else my queen is pretty close to being trapped in a lot of cases. But I think it probably would have been fine. Okay, queen c7. Let's do it. Pre-moving because I can. I don't have to, though. He's probably just going to take the pawn. Okay, I was not expecting that, but that's fine. c5. I can take. I have double pawns. Nope, he's not doing that as well. So I'm just one square away from promoting. One thing I could do is sacrifice the d and e pawns to get my knight in. So that almost works, I think. So here, I don't think I want to do that though. It's so unnecessary for me to do that. Let me just double up. Let me just overprotect this pawn. Rook a7 would be probably the best move just to play defense. Yeah, playing defense is probably important here. Now let's go back here. I'm going to go to d6 and win the game. Which seems simple enough. f5 would be an interesting try, but I will still take the pawn and take this pawn, and his pawns are really weak, so I should be winning in a different way. Still up a pawn. Should be a pretty easy win from here. Not much black can do. I wouldn't be surprised if he resigned soon. I have plenty of time on the clock. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is more than enough to win this position. If I had 2 minutes, I think it's definitely worth it to still play, but that is not the case here. Overall, I don't know if taking that a pawn earlier was better than putting the rook on the open file. I have a feeling they're probably about the same in like objective strength. Like I assume both taking the a pawn immediately and putting the rook on c1 is good, but I'm not really sure. Probably taking the pawn immediately because instead of trading queens, he could have played c5 and I would have been up a pawn, but it would have been a doubled pawn, like a doubled c pawn. So I probably would have lost the c7 pawn if he had played c5 instead of trading queens first. Oh no. Yeah, I believe that's the case. So he definitely messed that up. And it's tough for him. He can't even bring his king in to try to win this pawn on c7. Because like king f8, knight e4, king e7, knight d6, and it's game over. Like you don't have enough time to do anything. Yeah, so I thought he would try this. Because knight c4, he could just take my pawns. He could just take my pawn. So I'm probably just going to take back. Take with a knight. Now I can probably just start taking your pawns here. Is there a scenario where I do not want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Knight d5 is coming. So even if I play b5, so I takes, take, I'm up 2 pawns still. Check here, here. I'm fine as well. So I don't think tactically speaking, I don't think I'm losing at all. Which pawn do I take though? Is a good question. Take. Where do I want my rook to end up? I think I want my rook to end up here. So I think I'm going to take this pawn. And let's pre-move this. And let's prepare to take the other pawn as well. Do I want to do any other move instead of that move? I don't think so. And so I can play knight f3 pretty easily to guard this pawn. And rook c2, king e4. Rook c2, king here, knight here. I could go here. Kind of want to do this actually. King e2, knight here. Oh my gosh, that's a fork. Huh, I can't even go here. Here. Yeah, this seems fine. Let's go here. Have to be careful about that fork. Didn't even realize that fork on d5. I went king e3 at first, so gotta be careful. And now it's gonna be a time scramble. Gotta make sure I'm playing fast. He's realizing knight e4 doesn't work because king d3, king forking the king and rook. So I think I should just be winning here. Easy peasy lemon squeezing. Knight d5 is interesting. Knight d5. Rook here. Knight check. King fork once again. So I think I'm in the clear. Knight d5. Rook here. Oh shoot. Oh, I lost a pawn. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I lost a pawn. There was no reason for me to do that. Let's push the pawn 1 square. Man, I screwed the pooch on that one. There was literally no reason for me to do that. Check here. Check here. Here, check here. Okay. Check here. 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 Probably just check and push, right? Okay. This doesn't look so bad, actually. Knight c6. I can go check. I gotta make sure I'm playing fast, or else I'm gonna flag again. These people playing 10 plus 5 or 10 plus 0, they're better at these time scrambles than me. Knight c6, rook here. Knight check in here. No forks from what I can tell. knight c7, knight e7. I think I'm okay. King here, I'm fine. Okay. Okay. G5 check. No, you can't do that. His rook's hanging. King here. King here. Or bishop, knight there, I mean. I can push my pawn, actually. G5, you can't move that. Rook here, D7. Rook here, D7. Actually, very important move. Let's do it. Not an easy move. I can go here. There's no double checks, so now I'm going to be promoting to a queen no matter what. Or winning his rook, rook of fate. But then I can just take, and the knight's not guarded. I can just take. That's not difficult. And let's just go here. Sacrifice here. Go here. Go here. And what do I want to do? I can go push my pawn first. Go here. Go here. Go here. No stalemates. Go here. Go here. Cool. Awesome. We did it. So got a little bit scary there. I know I was doing pretty good in the opening until it got a bit complicated. I screwed it up. Okay, luckily I didn't screw up that much. Yes, here I should have just given a check and pushed my pawn, but instead I give away the pawn, so that's equality. Before that though, I was doing quite well. So here, apparently, I was not supposed to take the pawn on a7. I'm supposed to come back here, and now it's unavoidable. He's not going to save this pawn no matter what. And this position is very good. Taking the pawn, it's still winning for me, should be, but it's more complicated. Really, why isn't c5 much better? Or hold equality much more? Because d takes, picks. Oh, rook fd1. And you can't even defend it with rook d8. That's why. I was going to say, because like if this all happened, like this cannot be that good. That's why I thought. Like I thought like, okay, this can't be that good. Like rook fc8. And like, okay, I lose a pawn. I'm up a pawn, but is it really that good? And the answer is yes. Yes, it's still good, but it's just not easy to win. But okay, so I didn't do as bad as I thought I did, but always good to get my win back. So cool. Awesome. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.